Yes. And so we're sitting on the edge of the chair and putting our hands on our knees, and we just start to free up the pelvis. Pelvis, sit bones on the edge of the chair, and just the pelvis, free up the pelvis and the hip joints, and the connection in the belly and the lower back. Allowing the chest to be free here, the neck, the shoulders, just to kind of wake it up. And the arms here can both lean or pull in. Lean or pull in. This is just as a little warm up. Breathing deeply, opening the belly up, opening the chest, allowing the ribs to relax, spine to be mobile, the head to be free, separating the legs so they work separately from each other. Yeah. Good. And then you just take one hand, let's say the right hand on the right knee, and the left elbow is just leaning somewhere comfortable, somewhere comfortable with the left hand can grab the knee. Do it this way, you can see. So the right hand on the right knee from the top, and the left hand elbow is somewhere on the thigh that is comfortable. It can be closer, farther. It's right about here. And the left hand goes underneath the knee from inside. And then these two are the ones that create the movement. So they take it in and they take it out. So you're creating the movement from here. Leaning, going down, coming back in. And you're really playing, the fingers and the fingertips are playing with pressing, leaning in, out, backwards, from underneath the knee, the inside of the knee, the back of the knee, and the front of the knee. And you have the elbows there that can also dig a little bit into the side of the knees here. And really leading the thigh out. Leading the thigh out in the direction of the knee. Yeah? It's not about opening, it's about leading the thigh out this way. Leading it out by leaning in and then leaning back in a few times. Playing with displacing a little bit. Breathing, smiling here also. Then you can take both elbows and start to dig here into the side of the knee and follow the inside while you anchoring one thumb, anchoring one thumb, and the other thumb is like tracing backwards. And you find here the connection between the muscles, and you're just tracing, taking it closer and closer, tracing it backwards. You can anchor each one of the thumbs and trace with the other. And you'll feel if there is some bumps on the way and some places that need to have a bit more movement, a little bit more pressure, a bit less pressure. We're looking at this whole stripe here, the inner thigh. inner thigh. You can go all the way close to the hip here and all the way to the front. Yeah. You can also anchor yourself here on the top by putting some weight into the top side. Putting weight while rolling the pelvis here also. And all of this is done not with force, but with leaning your weight and relaxing into it. Leaning your weight, relaxing into it. You want to find and open and lean the whole inside. And we can do the same thing to the outside. Yeah? Leaning with the elbows here on the outside of the knee. Moving it. The thumbs. What did I say?
Elbows.
Elbows. The thumbs. Thumbs are the edges of the elbows. The thumbs, leaning the thumbs here on the outside of the knee. And there is this strip here that is very painful for a lot of people. Most people, I find, have pain here. So you can start massaging that stripe, this ligament here, the pathway of the sciatic nerve, very gently. Gently but firmly somehow, with a smile. And almost like you're creating distance here. You want to anchor one thumb and pull the other, almost like you're stretching a bubble gum. Stretching it, and you're trying to like stretch it and mark it. You can go with the thumb or with the fingertips. And then you can start anchoring a bit higher and going on both directions. And again, if it's very painful, then just do either a bit less or in a little bit different stripe. So you have a lot of different stripes here that you can go on. And smile also. And I'm turning to the side just so you can see what I'm doing, but you can just sit normally and just go on this until you arrive to a place where you change. So you're anchoring here by leaning, and then back. Clearing all the way. You can go a few times here with the base of the wrist, clearing from the hip all the way out, one by one or two together, all the way out towards the knee. And again, no effort here. So if your hands are getting tired, just do less. One after the other. Just lean your weight and relax. Lean and relax. Lean and relax. Find a simple, easy way to do this. Good. And now both arms here hug the knee, the elbow, the thumbs on the edges, and all the fingers underneath go like this, underneath the knee here. And those fingers can start digging underneath the knee. And here also, you're moving the whole knee. But this is what's happening inside. You're digging with the fingers, tips of the fingers, on the back of the knee, the inside here. And then traveling with that along the hamstring, with that big separation, leaning like this. Yeah, it's not this, It's no effort here on the shoulders, no effort on the elbows, the other way around, like that. You're going in and under, in and under, in and under, almost like you're leaning, and constantly lean under, and find everything from the sit bone down to the back of the knee. And smile. And then just take the leg and start moving it, washing it freely, a little bit in, a little bit out, manipulating it from the hands. So the leg is not doing anything, but it's the hands that are making it straight and bend back and jump it a few times. Just to get some movement here again. After you massaged it a bit. Working, the two hands can work in communication with each other. Yeah, almost like you're rolling a ball in between the two hands. Even if they move, sometimes leaning in the back of the knee again, giving a contra from the hip, top of the hip, and you can change the position of the arms, the other arm, the top of the hip, the other one here. Leaning inside, falling down. Yeah. Finding some freedom here all around the knee. And you can start taking that a little bit down towards, let's see if you can see it here, down all along the shin bone, from the inside and from the outside. Very, very simple and easy. And here also right away start connecting the movement to it. So you have this manipulator arm and another arm that is like helping the movement go, flow from underneath all the way down to the heel. And you really like feel like you're sending out something, sending out movements that are maybe stuck and allowing this to be free as you send it all the way out. Taking it from the base of the hip, rolling all over, completely letting go. All over, and out, sending. All over and sending. And then you can, just as another idea, take the one elbow, the left elbow is leaning, the right and under fingers go under like this. Yeah, and you lean and you pick up the leg. And pick up the leg in a way that the hip is not doing anything, completely relaxed, and it's hanging here. And as it's hanging here, you can start moving your body to let that leg just be hanging for a moment and feel a little bit front, back, side to side, just that you feel that this is completely relaxed here. Wiggle it a little bit, and then slowly put it down, and put it down very slowly so the foot slowly relaxes into the floor. And you can do that a few times. Jump it up, relax everything, feel how all the weight is going down. Smile and then slowly release the weight on top of the foot. And then one last time, cleaning all the way down, all the way in, all the way up. Cleaning while moving. Completely relaxed leg. And then the leg can be completely straight. And as the leg is completely straight, you have the fingers on both sides, just wiggling it. And really what you're doing is like this. Like a wind wiper. Wind wiper maybe like you're rolling a board. And you want to arrive to a place where the leg is completely relaxed. So slowly taking that a bit lower, a bit higher. Breathing, smiling. Window wiping the leg completely from the base, really from the base here, all the way down. The leg is straight. It's straight, but the knee is not tight. You're not tightening the knee, you're just completely relaxing the leg straight, leaning on the heel there. Okay. And just get up and take a little walk just to feel what's the difference now between the sides. Let's take a little walk, simple walk, without trying to figure out anything, just like feeling what's there. If you feel any difference, what's the difference that you feel? How is it? Good. And then you can come back, sit at the edge of your seat again. And we're gonna go to the other side. So we're sitting at the edge. And the reason why we're sitting at the edge, try to sit all the way back for a moment, and then try to move your leg and see how limited the movement is. It's limited, the movement is limited, the pelvis is limited. And then go back to sit on the edge and see that you right away you have more movement possibilities in the pelvis. Maybe it's different for Herman and the ball. But again, you're taking starting with the left arm on top of the knee. The right elbow is leaning. And the reason it's leaning is because if you do this, the shoulders work, the elbows work, and you want to eliminate that by relaxing all of this. So you're relaxing here so you can lean, relaxing here so you can lean, and then just start moving the knee. The right is underneath the knee, the left is on top, and moving the leg in and out from the hip towards the knee and from the knee towards the hip. Just that movement. Opening up and allowing the pelvis here to roll. Yeah. Leaning the elbow, right elbow onto the thigh here. Leaning the elbow to the thigh is really going to give you a leverage. That leverage, maybe even if it feels uncomfortable for a moment, that leverage is going to guarantee that you work with less effort. You just work here with the hands and the arms, they get tired very fast. I'm leaning my weight. I'm leaning my weight in a way that if I didn't have, I would fall down. That's how I know that I'm leaning. Like I'm falling. If I let that go, I fall. So actually what I do here is that I fall through the hands into the knee. And fall through the hands into the knee. And then you can mount your two thumbs on the inside of the knee. And you can start moving in and out, up and down. Until one of them, let's say the top one, the left one, is staying anchoring here, and the right one is going and stretching upwards. Stretching upwards, and we're looking for this whole inner strip here. And it's not a perfectly defined area for some of us. So we just go with what we feel. If some area feels too painful to lean on, just lean a little bit lower, or if it doesn't feel at all like something's happening, lean a bit differently, just look for it. And slowly the mounting thumb can start to travel. So you have these both directions until you really arrive into the hip joint here from inside. And you can find some movement here, some leaning points here. The two thumbs can lean on the top a bit. Pelvis is still available, open, moving. Relax your shoulders, your neck, your head. Allow yourself to keep falling into the movement. Falling into the movement. Smile with the movement. Fall in with the movement. Smile. If you're feeling a lot of tension in your arms, relax. Do a bit less. Make it very soft, almost like you're just marking it. Taking from the inside all the way out towards the knee. And back in. And go on the top a little bit and just lean there. Lean and move. In and out. Marking the whole top side. Top side here. And then we can go and mount the two thumbs on the outside of the knee. The same thing we've been doing here. Leaning and relaxing, leaning and relaxing. Yeah? And then also completely free your hip joint. So as you're doing this, the leg is already having movement there. So you can change to fingertips, you can change to thumbs. It's not a one specific way of doing it, but you're looking for this strip here where the sciatic nerve is walking, where a lot of people with lower back or knee pain have tension. It's always good to take apart this tension here inside. You can really dig in with the fingertips. If it's not too painful, if it's too painful, do less. Until you find ways to mount and stride from the inside, from the top, the whole upper part of the knee, one by one, two of them together, one after the other, inside and outside, and leaning on the other leg sometimes again, and smiling and opening up even more. The movement here, and then taking both hands and the fingers go under. So it's not this, It's this. Lean to each other. So you're leaning here. And that, I'm still leaning on my, I'm still falling in. It's like I'm falling this way. Falling this way. Falling. And the fingers are digging into the back of the knee. Digging into the back of the knee. Digging in between the two stripes of how the hamstring muscle is built. A lot of yoga practitioners have pain there because of overstretching. Yeah. Leaning in, and as you lean in here, you can start to already find this movement of rolling in between the two arms. And then sometimes the fingers can still dig in a little bit. Sometimes the whole palm is open and you're just rolling the muscles around the bone inside. Start to free up the leg a bit more. Free it up a bit more. Free up the pelvis here also. Yeah. Allowing this to open. Changing the directions of the arms. Changing the directions of the leaning. Opening it up. Freeing up the leg a bit more here, the hip a bit more. And then slowly starting to follow the shin bone down towards, shin bone is this one here. And you have the inside and the outside pathways which you can follow all the way down and on the back, calf muscle in between. Again, a muscle that has two big parts in between them and around from one side, from the other, down towards the heel, out on the bottom of the leg. Finding these pathways that go out and sending it out, and then finding pathways all the way from the base of the hip to underneath the foot. Base of the hip to underneath the foot. Everything. Rolling everything, freeing up the knee, freeing up the heel, freeing up the foot, sending it out. And then again, we're looking for this movement underneath the knee, and then leaning so the knee pops up. I'm leaning down. I'm not pulling up with my muscles. I'm leaning down. As I'm leaning down, this goes up. Yeah, exactly. And then when this is up, I'm just gonna move my body a bit. And by moving my body, this piece of my body, the lower leg, starts to roll a little bit. And then just find a way to slowly and gently place it down. And just do that a few times. Jumping it, relaxing, slowly relaxing down, jumping it, slowly relaxing down, jumping. Smiling, slowly relaxing the foot down. And then you take the whole leg as a straight line. And you have again this movement. And do it with a smile. Do it with some intention of easiness, intention of looseness, almost like it's something that you do when you're sitting on the beach, listening to the waves, crying in the sun, and not a big work. It's not a big work. It's a very simple, easy, almost very elegant thing that you're doing in order to wash some movement out of your body. Sometimes bend the knee also here. Sometimes take it all the way out. And wash. And wash. Washing everything out. Completely. And then you can have the both legs. That. Both legs half straight, half bent. And here again, you want the arms to be the main initiators. Maybe the legs do participate by doing something a little bit, but you want to constantly move them separately from each other. You can even sometimes grab the hands and pull from there. I have jeans, so it's very easy to lean on this. And again, no big effort. Almost like it's a very gentle, very easy thing. Leave the left leg straight and open towards the side, and just it keeps rolling because the body is rolling. Yeah, and you're putting your arms on the right, and you're leaning everything and cleaning. Leaning and cleaning. And then straightening that one, the right one, bending the left. So the right move. Smile, make it very easy for yourself. It should be very simple, very fun. And clean out. And again, you're sitting here on the edge and just leaning your arms again on your knees, finding the movement, freedom of the movement here in the hips. One more time. From here, you can put your arms here on the hip joints. And start to move from here, like you're massaging a little bit the hip joints by leaning into them. Very soft, easy, relaxed. It should not feel as a struggle. It should really feel like a simple thing. You can go up to the side of your lower belly here a little bit, lower back. You can also dig your fingers a little bit in your belly, just very, very gently, very simply. All the way to the base of the lower ribs. And you can really grab the ribs a little bit. Just very gently, very easily. Grab the ribs from inside, softly. Follow them from the center here where they meet, down towards the lower ribs and the side, and the lower back. Digging in with the fingertips a little bit, but in a very soft way. And digging in means like leaning in. Finding here the side of the ribs, how you can lean on the side of the ribs and let the movement be the one that guides you. And then you can take both arms on one side. One is leaning on the side here and the other one is leaning here, and you're leaning in. Again, you're not doing this with force, but you're relaxed completely and you're just leaning, pulling with this arm and leaning with that arm, allowing your legs, pelvis to participate, so the movement can come all the way down from the right leg. And this is just like a participation, yeah, exactly. You're pushing and getting some kind of a movement here. And you can go on top of the ribs, all the way up, all the way down, a little bit closer to the lower ribs, closer to the center of the chest, leaning one arm to the center, one to the side, on the top a little bit, allowing your head to be free, your neck to be free. Tracing the ribs one by one, and then extending the left leg, taking the other side and doing the other side the same like we did here on this side. Rolling, rolling, rolling all the way down. I'm leaning into the ribs from the left hand, and I'm pulling the ribs from the right hand, and I'm also pushing from the left hand, the left leg at the same time, allowing the pelvis to transfer the movement into my belly, into my spine. Yeah, and that's like, it's all supported by each other. Slowly climbing a bit higher, finding the center of the chest with the right hand. The left hand can go all the way into the armpit. Very simple, easy, on the top of the chest also. And then find here on the center of the chest, you have one bone right around here that should be a little bit sticking out a bit more than the others. And it doesn't matter if exactly the one, but there's one of them here that you can lean, start to lean on. And those, and that becomes your leaning point. So I'm leaning from here down in a diagonal, I'm leaning the other way. I'm leaning up, leaning down. So start exploring the directions. And you can first go with a smile and an easiness and explore the directions that are super easy for you. Maybe just right and left a few times, up and down a few times, diagonals. See what for you and for your body is the easiest underneath the clavicle bones a bit. Just leaning the tips of the fingers or the knuckles here. See which one is the easiest and just go with that a little bit. Slowly opening up a bit more. You can relax one arm, work just with one arm so the other one can just rest for a moment. Shake it out if you feel like it's been working. And then change the arms, shake out the other one. Just shake out the two arms for a moment. Shaking them in and out, 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 as you keep moving the rest of the body, so you're not creating one rigid thing, but you're allowing the movement to pass all over all the time. In a very disorganized way. And then you can go ahead and lean your left arm somewhere comfortable on your knee there. And we're just gonna go with the right, slam it there, and just go. You're going with the fingertips, and you're just following the muscle here, finding places where you can maybe lean a little bit. It's not just about massaging, you are pressing a bit, but it's not just massaging, it's creating a bit of movement here. If you can really pick up the shoulder and trying to really completely relax the left arm. Here there is very good leaning points. Maybe you can even lean the right here and just finding leaning points, finding leverages that will allow you to jump your shoulder, the left shoulder blade, jumping that with minimum effort from the left side. So the right side can do the work here, and the left side is completely relaxed. Following it down, rolling it a bit on the lower arm. Rolling it, smiling, finding the easiness in it, finding the simpleness in it, finding the elegance. It's almost like it's a magic trick that you're doing. Finding the palm of the hand, you can really go finger by finger. If you're leaning this arm completely, the left arm, taking with the right arm and just wiggling each finger. Wiggling each joint of each finger. Going joint by joint, each finger, just wiggling it out. The base of the pointing finger, the middle of the pointing finger, the top of the pointing finger, the base of the middle finger, and wiggling it always in different directions with a smile, a little bit like a joker. Like you're trying to confuse your own finger, I would say, and washing it out. All the way, 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 cha. And also, last bit of finger, cha. And then you can take the whole arm and you can start to send a few. Yeah. Like you want to send, you can grab from the outside. If you take the left arm like this, and you grab with the right arm from the outside, and then you relax. And what you're doing is you're taking the right arm and you're doing this, like a whip. And you relax completely the left. So it's not about what the left is doing. Actually, the left is not doing anything, but the movement is just going to pass through it, like a whip. Taking up the right elbow and dropping it down. Slow. Slow. Allowing your sitting position to always change. Yeah. Allowing your head to be free, your neck to be free. So it's like I'm taking the left arm and I'm doing this. I'm taking it up and I'm taking it down very fast. Very relaxed. The whole thing is that the left arm will be relaxed. Okay, and let it go. Wiggle the both arms. Sit there, the right arm, the left arm, both together. Just feel the difference between the sides. I think it's quite incredible. Smile. Take the left, slam it on the right side, and go with the fingertips a little bit here. Not massaging, but like digging with the fingers, like almost like a spider is giving you a massage. With each one of the legs, check, 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 and slowly following it into the shoulder, into a place that you can start to lean. And once you have a leaning point, then you can start jumping the shoulder, relaxing your head, your neck, your jaw, smiling, yeah. Just finding a leaning point of the left arm into the left hip and jumping, jumping, jumping. And I find that putting my left palm of my hand underneath the right elbow is a good place to jump from. But if you find a different leaning point, work with that. Work with what you find easy and simple. Jumping, letting go, jumping, letting it go. You want to fall into it. You want to smile into it. You want to relax into it. Finding more and more ways of jumping, really jumping the elbow here, jumping the shoulder blade here, all the way down to the lower arm. Lower arm can be rolled here, and really the right arm isn't doing anything. All the movement is passing through it because the left arm is leaning, but I'm not doing anything. All the way down to the wrist, and down to the fingers. And you have every finger, every joint of every finger, the base of the thumb, the middle of the thumb, base of the pointing finger. You're rolling it, and you're disorganizing, like you're disorganizing the joint all the time, constantly disorganizing. The middle finger, leaning, letting go, rolling joint by joint. Ring finger, smiling, opening up the spine, the head, the neck relaxed. Pinky finger. And taking the whole arm and just shaking it a little bit. And then you can take again, you take the left from outside, relax, and then I'm taking it in and down. And as you do that, keep the movement in the pelvis coming up from the legs. Heels want to be outside all the time, wide from each other, wider than you think. Smile. And let it go. Keep the movement coming from the feet to the knees, from the knees to the pelvis, from the pelvis to the spine, into the ribs, up. And take the fingertips again and put them here on the back of the neck and the base of the skull. Back of the neck and base of the skull. And you can trace it a few times on the sides of the side of the vertebrae of the neck here. A few times up, one by one. Leaning into the sides of the head. Rolling it around, keeping the movement arriving from the feet to the knees. From the knees to the pelvis, and the pelvis to the spine. And then here, just lean your elbows into your knees again, and lean your face into your hands. And this is now your leaning point. And you can use on the back, in the front, rolling in between the two arms. The two hands are rolling like you're rolling a ball in between them. And positions of the hands keep changing once you have the right on the front of the forehead and the left on the back of the neck. Maybe you need to take up one of the elbows up to the air here, creating circles here in both directions. Smiling here also. Finding it really, really relaxed. Changing the two arms. Left is on the front of the forehead, the right is on the back, and then it travels a bit higher. No effort at all. Finding the two arms on the sides, two hands on the side of the temples. Leaning from right to left, completely letting go of your eyes, just exploring here. It doesn't matter if you understand exactly how I'm leading, what to do, just go with it. Leaning the sides of the cheeks also, that can be a leaning point. One side to the other, one side to the other. Sides of the jaw. No effort, just relaxing it. Leaning. Changing the arms around, leaning back into sitting. Yeah, you can see it. Keeping the movement alive here. Back of the neck. Yeah. Freeing it out. And then connecting the movement from the feet all the way up to the head. Now, smiling. Yeah. Allowing this to slowly climb up. One foot after another into the knees, one after another into the hips. Allow your eyes to be free so you don't have to look at the screen anymore. Either close them or let them roam around the space freely. Allow the movement going from feet to knees, from knees to pelvis to be completely separated. So the two legs are working individually in a very disorganized way, almost like it doesn't make sense, and each leg is doing something different. And the pelvis is like a joker, making jokes with the lower back and the belly is open. Lower back transferring the movement into the lower ribs, into the upper rib, the whole rib cage. Is also communicating between the right and left. side to side, the spine between the ribs, the chest bone in the front, shoulder blades or shoulders into each arm, elbow, all the way down to the fingertips, and back up through the spine, from the feet to the elbow, to the knees, to the hip joints, through the spine to the neck, to the head, completely relaxing everything, and moving everything, and smiling with everything, and disorganizing it just a little bit more, making it a little bit bigger, a little bit wilder, it's a bit less clear to the body. And here, washing out one side of the head with the right hand, the right side, throwing it out with the right side, throwing it out, even one more time, falling on the left side, allowing yourself to be a bit collapsed inside of this, and throwing it out while falling down, and taking the right arm over the left and making a few waves here to the left and sending, taking it, making a wave, sending, taking it, making a wave, sending, the left arm, taking a few waves, sending, taking the right arm completely, sending, one more time from the shoulder to the palm of the hand, sending, finding ways here to join into the chest bone, to the ribs, to the belly, activating everything, the lower back, allowing yourself to completely relax down, the front, washing it out, sides washing out, the back washing out, taking with the both hands the whole leg and finding all this movement, all the way down, sending it. Again, washing and massaging and moving it, and one more time, don't forget to also take the under the knee, the other side, the other leg, leaning, opening, leaning, opening, all the way down through the knee. Don't let anything stay there. You're taking everything, leaning everything, and you're washing it out. One last time on this leg, and washing it out. Good. Take a step, go around, walk a little bit in your room and see how the body feels now. What changed? What opened up? What do you still feel wants to open, needs to open? What is different than before you started? Smile. Find your way back to your chair and come back. Good.